Hello, folks. I'm David, and welcome to the From the Hip podcast. Here we're going to talk everything photography, including interviewing models and photographers. I prefer the models because they're better looking than most all the photographers I've seen, although there are a few good-looking photographers out there, or the female variety.
Run that again.
Okay, start over. Hello, folks. I'm David. Welcome to the From the Hip podcast that I do on a weekly basis, hopefully. And we'll be talking everything photography related, including interviewing models and photographers. So today I have Lauren Alexis with me, and I'm going to introduce you to Lauren, or let her introduce herself to you and tell us all about herself. Lauren, your turn.
Hi, I'm Lauren Alexis, and I grew up in the Arlington area. If you're not familiar with Texas, that's in the DFW area. I started modeling when I was about probably 2 years old, and I have enjoyed modeling and acting all my life.
So you've been doing it, 15 years now? If you started at 2? 17.
Yeah.
Now you're a little older than 17.
Yeah, I've got a few years' experience with that.
Well, I've got a few years' experience with photography, so I've been doing it a long time. So what got you into it?
My mother had got me into pageants, and I enjoyed doing that. As a kid, I would do pageants, and she got me into runway modeling. She had taught me, she had me put a book over my head and taught me how to walk. So that kept my head up and, shoulders back, and always, on me about that. So I did runway for Dillard's and JCPenney's, and I actually had slipped on the runway at Dillard's at one of their fashion shows. And that was actually funny because I started laughing, and I got a big applause from the audience about that.
That's not something they see every day, is it?
No.
So your mom got you into it. Was she had she been a model and wanted to do that, or did she want to live vicariously through you?
That's the second one. She had always wanted to be a model, but her parents would not put any money towards her doing that. So, they, shot that down. And so it never became, and that, I'm sure she was upset about it. She didn't talk much about it, but I know that she wanted that for me, as long as that's what I wanted. She never pushed me into it, but I loved it because I like, people, and I'm usually very outgoing. I can talk 24/7.
That's what somebody said earlier today, that you talked all the time.
I can't usually shut up. So.
Well, I have the same problem myself.
I don't know who's worse, you or me.
Well, I think in today's world, and probably for the past 15 years, getting into modeling's a lot easier than it was back then.
Yeah.
Mainly because social media, all the avenues for a model to put herself out,
True.
different places. And there's not really a barrier to entry.
Yeah.
Same way with photography, Somebody buys a camera and a photographer was born.
That's
So what all genres do you shoot?
I like pretty much all of them. I have preferences on some, but I love water. So I love the beach. I love swimming pools. I like cosplay a lot because you can dress up as something different, and it's fun. You can do makeup. I've done a little bit of everything, all the way to being body painted, which that was quite fun. It didn't even look like me.
We, about 5 years ago, we did a body paint shoot in the studios, and they spent 5.5 hours body painting the models. We had 4 models and 4 or 5 painters.
Wow.
And it was amazing to just watch the artwork that they do. And then we spent 2 hours shooting, and then we were done. And I know one model was not planning. She was going out that night in full body paint.
Oh, wow.
We did a sexy alien. Charlie Manderas did that, local model here. We had Cleopatra. We had the Ice Queen. And then we had Poison Ivy.
Oh, wow.
And it was cool. And everybody
Sounds
wanted to
fun.
do it again, but I couldn't keep it. It was such a awesome shoot. I couldn't come up with anything that would even come close to topping it. So we haven't done one. I'd like to do another one. A Gabrielle and Archangel fighting, something along those lines.
That'd be
the-
cool.
The old picture Bible images, you know, the angels and fighting with the devil.
Yep.
I think that'd be real cool.
That would be. That would be something very interesting.
So have you done a lot of traveling with your modeling?
Yes, actually, I just actually got back from traveling. I do travel sometime. It just depends on the time of year. Modeling seems to be only during a certain period of time. Like
Seasonal?
it seems seasonal, yeah. Like from November to February, it's pretty slow. Whereas the summertime, spring, summer, early fall, it's picking up. But you do have to stay on top of your messages. You get, 100 messages a day where you have to reply very timely, or they're just going to go on to the next model.
Right.
Because just like anybody, you're a dime a dozen, because there's just another pretty face waiting too, to be hired too. So
So you get 100 messages a day?
it depends. I've gotten quite a bit more, and sometimes quite a bit less. It depends. Sometimes the weekends are slow. Sometimes they're really busy, but it's just sporadic. But if I don't get right on it, I know they'll probably just move on right to the next person.
Right.
So you have to be timely,
Photographers are impatient folks, most of the time.
Yeah.
We were talking off camera, and you had mentioned you've never no-showed anybody.
That's correct, yes.
So you're punctual and dependable.
Oh, yes, definitely. I know that people's time is very valuable, so I don't want to waste somebody's time because they've invested their money, their time, their effort, whatever it might be, to be there. And, it's extremely rude, and like really unethical to just not show up,
It happens way more than it should in today's world.
I'm sure.
I know, in my opinion, you're talking about it being seasonal. Well, from Thanksgiving to Valentine's Day, everybody's, Christmas time with family, holidays, et cetera, and spending their money other places. And if they are shooting, they're shooting, Christmas and New Year's photos and then Valentine photos.
Yeah. So
And
they're
then-
spending all their money.
That's where all their money goes. And then after that, they can start shooting more non-business related to build their portfolio or have fun or whatever reason they're shooting for.
Right.
Plus, during the summertime, the weather's more pleasant for part of it. And it's a lot less expensive to shoot outside than a studio.
Yeah.
I don't go outside. because I like to control everything.
Oh, yeah.
And you can't control the wind, the rain, the amount of light,
That's true.
the heat. And in the studio, I control all of it.
That's true.
Call me a control freak. And so when do you shoot next?
I don't know yet. I have a bunch of people that are lined up that want to shoot with me, and they haven't got back with me on the dates yet, only because I had been out of town. I just got back, I think, late Saturday. My daughter, it's a long story, but driving back, something to do with her tires and her brakes, and we had to stop and get it fixed. And I think she took a wrong turn because it should not have took that long to get back home. We got home so late. So
Well, and you went to where, California?
Vegas and California.
Oh, Vegas and California.
Yeah. Yep. I went to Vegas and LA specifically. So
Oh, gee.
yeah.
Have you ever lived in either area?
I've lived in West Covina, which is a suburb of LA.
Okay.
My son and I had got an apartment there because I was doing a lot of shoots there, and I have some friends there, and we would fly. I would fly back and forth to go to my jobs that I had out there, and I'd have a place to stay. And it was a 3-bedroom. It was a beautiful place, and my son stayed there full time, but he got homesick.
Oh, really?
He did, yeah. So he was like, "Mom," he said, I want to."
Either you come here or let me come back home.
He wanted to come home. Yeah, he missed Texas. So
Well, I've never lived anywhere but Texas, and very few places I'd rather live than Texas.
that's true.
Yeah.
I like my 2A rights. So I love Texas because we had an incident. My son actually was in Malibu. We were up doing I don't remember. We were taking pictures or something. And Malibu is west of LA. And somebody had called the police because of my son's airsoft rifle in the back seat. They flipped out and
Over an airsoft rifle.
and next thing you know, Malibu Police Department shows up and they were asking him questions, and he said, "Yeah, it's just an airsoft." And they're like, "Oh, okay." He left.
Well, no telling for some people.
I mean, that was just crazy. I was just like, wow. And my thing is, I love to go to the range. That's how I blow off steam.
Well,
So I go to the range, and I actually went right before I went out of town. I went with my son. He's a firefighter, and he just got injured, got surgery, and just this week actually went back to light duty. And he actually had bought, I think, at least 1 or 2 AR-15s. And so we took our guns apart, and we were cleaning them and, lubricating them, and went to the range and had some fun. Blew off some steam. Very, very, very fun way to blow off steam.
I bought an AR right before Christmas, and I haven't shot it yet.
Oh, you're missing out.
I know I am. But then, the name of the podcast is From the Hip, as in firing, drawing, and firing from the hip.
Okay.
So
So you like your 2A rights too?
I do. When I was in my younger days, I read a lot of Western novels. And all 4 of my sons are named after Louis L'Amour characters in his book.
Oh, wow.
Got Tyler, Cody, Hunter, and Logan.
Huh.
And, I will tell you something. You cannot take a bullet, a shell, remove the bullet from it, drop wet wax in it to make a blank, and shoot somebody with it.
No.
No. My brother can tell you that. I shot him in the back with a 22,
Uh-oh.
that I had made a blank. I'd pulled the lead out and put wax in it. Not thinking, I was 19, 20. That wax, when it dries, is hard, and it comes out at the same velocity
Yep.
as that bullet. He had a good-sized welt on his back for a week
I bet. Oh,
from
wow.
that. So if someone wants to book you, how do they book you?
They can either go to my Model Mayhem, which is, the number is 14745. I also have Instagram, and it's Lauren Alexis. It's LOREN_Alexis, ALEXIS 01. And that's my Instagram. So either way, and right now I'm running a special for $100 an hour, and that's for any genre, for just about anything, so.
Well, that's cool. And that's going race, what, about 125 to 150
Yeah,
an area
depending on,
on the genre?
yeah.
And how heavily or how lightly you're dressed?
That's true, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good way to say it nicely.
Yes.
Y'all be prepared, I will offend somebody at some point in time. I'll apologize now. So get over it. Well, Alexis, has been really nice meeting you. Lauren Alexis.
It was nice to
And-
meet you too. Thank you for having me here.
Well, love to do it again sometime. Are you in the Fort Worth, Dallas, Arlington area?
Yes, I'm in Arlington.
Arlington, okay. So still in Arlington.
Yeah. But
Well,
I
then-
travel. I will travel, so, if
Right,
somebody wants to book
understand.
me anywhere, I'll go wherever.
But if everybody needed if somebody was shooting at the Covenant Studios, for an example, and a model cancels for whatever reason, it wouldn't take you a long time to get here.
I live about 10 minutes away.
Okay. Well, folks, subscribe and like the podcast, and shout out to Lauren and do a shoot with her. We appreciate it. Come back and see us. Bye-bye.